Hi guys, welcome to Morning Move. My name is Kiki. I am a TC Fit trainer and we're going to be doing a quick 15-minute light movement workout today just to warm up your body and get your day started. Okay, 3-minute warm up to begin. Let's head to the floor. We're going to start in a nice child's pose here. So hips are back to meet your feet. Arms are outstretched in front of you. Deep breath here. You can let your forehead rest on the floor. And moving your arms to one side of the mat, feeling a nice side body stretch here. And back to center before reaching over to our other side. Back to center child's pose. We are going to rock up into tabletop position here. Shoulders are over your wrists, knees are underneath your hips. We're going to go do some cat and cows. So belly drops, reach your sternum forward for a cow, and round in your back for a cat. Drop your belly, cow, and inhale, cat pose. Exhale, cow. Inhale, cat. We'll go through this one more time. Exhale, cow. And inhale, cat pose. Back to neutral. We are going to lift one arm up, do some wrist circles here. Big arm circles as well. Before we thread our needle through to the other side. Spinal twist here. And reverse back up. Put your hand, other side, wrist roll, arm circle, and thread that needle through to the other side. Let's untwist, plant your hand, flip your toes, hips to the ceiling, and pressing your legs back to the wall. Pedaling out your feet in this down dog here, opening up our hamstrings, the back sides of our legs, pressing tall through our wrists and through our shoulders, creating some more length in our hamstrings. And let's walk our feet up towards our hands, rolling up to stand. Arms come overhead. Side body stretch here. We have about 20 seconds before we get started with our first exercise. Let's do some arm circles backwards and forwards. 10 more seconds, and then we're going to go into our morning or our good morning. So 4, 3, 2, let's get started. Hands on your hips, hinging at your hips. Slow and controlled, opening up the back sides of our legs, coming back up to stand with that extension. My belly button's pulled towards my spine. We are going to have about 8 exercises here, 1 minute per exercise. I want this to be slow and controlled. Using your glutes to stand up. Less than 10. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, our next exercise is going to be a reverse lunge. We're going to move up and down for a calf stretch in that back heel. 3, 2, 1. Up and down. Every time you come down, I want you to feel a little bit more stretch in your hip that's open. We're going to stay on this leg for about 30 seconds before we switch to our other leg. Option here is stay stationary. Take a nice side body stretch. Do whatever feels best for you. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Other leg goes back, up, and down. Really opening up this hip right here. My hips are pointing forward. Get a little bit of a calf stretch in as we're going up and down. Again, option to take this side body stretch here. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Back up to stand. We're going to be doing some internal and external rotation for our hips. So I'm going to have you grabbing a hip tight, pulling it to the outside. 3, 2, 1. 1 minute on the clock. Knee hug in, gentle to the outside. Option to just take external rotation here. Pulling in. That should feel a nice stretch along your glute here too. Opening your hip up. Moving in a direction we're not used to. A little bit of balance for our morning as well. Slow and controlled. This is not about rushing through this exercise. 10 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Okay, we're going to plant our feet wide outside of us. We're going to go into a lateral lunge. 3, 2, 1. Join me here. 1 minute lateral lunge. We are going to head down to the floor after this exercise. You should feel this opening up your inner thigh here, and you should be using your glute to stand back up. So you are squatting with your leg as well as hinging at your hip, coming back up to stand. Nice job. Ten more seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Let's head to the floor. We are going to meet in tabletop before we flip our toes. Push up to downward dog. We are going to have a one-legged or three-legged dog. Pull it in tight for a mountain climber. We're just going to rock back and forth. We'll switch sides in about 20 seconds. My belly button's pulled up and in as I bring my knee towards my hands. 4, 3, 2, switch it out, other leg, up and in. Again, pulling that belly up and in, less than 10. Three, 2, and 1. Let's stay in that downward dog before we bring our knee in between our hands for a nice pigeon pose here. We'll stay here for about 30 seconds before switching out to the other side. A little bit of a static stretch here. You can be on your hands up here or down on your elbows over your bent knee in between your elbows or your hands. We'll switch out here in 3, 2, 1. Switch it out. You should feel this in your glute, on the outer side. I want you to focus on your breathing here. In through your nose, out through your mouth. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rocking up into a kneeling position here. With that same foot in front of us, we are going to rock forward to a lunge and back to a half split. Again, spending 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other. You can put your hands at your hips or to the floor. Whatever feels like you're most confident in your movement. Take it at your own pace. We'll switch in 3, 2, and 1. Coming to a runner's lunge into tabletop. Flip it around. Rocking on the other side. Back into the half split. Forward. Right back half split, you should feel it in the back side of your leg. This lunge, you should feel it in your front of your hip. Three, 2, and 1. Back to tabletop. We're actually going to come to a seat and then all the way down. Supine. One ankle goes up in the air. We are going to grab behind our leg. We are going to roll it out. Make sure you're doing both directions. Awesome. You can grab a little bit higher on your leg, pull it in a little bit for a hamstring stretch as well. We'll switch here. 3, 2, and 1. Switch it out. Grab that other leg. It might feel a little bit different, so you might have to grab lower or higher, making sure we're rolling that ankle out in both directions. Point and flex as well. Less than 10. We'll have a nice cool down here. Awesome. Let that leg come all the way back down. We are going to do a supine twist here. So grabbing one leg in close. We're bending it in and hugging it tight before we bring it across to our other side. Supine twist. Arms are out in a T. Deep breath in and out. One more breath in and out. Pulling that leg back in. Give it a nice squeeze before we switch our legs out. Grabbing our other leg in tight. Gently twisting across. Arms are out in a T. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Pulling that leg back to center. Grabbing both in tight. Let's rock and roll side to side. Massaging that lower back. Let's come rock up to a seated position. Let's do a figure 4 here. So my right ankle is going across my left knee. Sitting into this stretch here. You feel a nice opening here in your glute, just like you did with your pigeon pose. We're sitting all day long, so our hips tend to get tight. Switching out. Other side, my left ankle is over my right knee. This can also be done supine. Take whatever variation feels best for you. And we'll switch that out. Arms stay behind you. We're going to do a shoulder stretch next. My fingertips are pointed towards my ankles. I'm going to bend my elbows just slightly so I feel a nice opening up in the front of my shoulders here. One more bend. Deep breath in and out. We are going to sit with straight legs out in front of us. My right leg's gonna cross over my left leg, and I'm going to use my left elbow over my right knee. Hollywood twist. Okay, let's switch sides. You should feel this in a little bit different of a spot in your glute, and inviting some rotation into your spine that we don't get throughout the day. Awesome, then put those feet out in front of you. Final stretch, forward fold. Whew. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Coming back to a seat. Thank you guys so much for coming to Morning Move today. I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.